Hello and welcome to Clear Waters. Tonight, the problem with Chulum, the creator of the universe. Yes, there's a problem with Chulum. I want to explain to you what the problem is. So, real quick, I'm going to check my audio, make sure it's working fine. Yes, perfect. And my Discord is working. There's a link at the bottom of the screen and also on the chats in case you want to have a conversation about the topic. The problem with Chulum, the creator of the universe, in case you're not aware of it. We're talking about a real God here, Chulum. I'm also going to explain to you why probably you have not heard of Chulum yet, which I'm surprised, because lots of people are talking about Chulum. So let me show you what the problem is with Chulum. Let's jump right to it. If you hear like water on the background, it's raining cats and dogs here in Panama. It sounds like a waterfall outside my window. It's relaxing, so something different. So let's see what the problem is with Chulum. Over the music a little bit. Okay, the problem with Chulum is that Chulum does not interfere with humanity. So why is that a problem? Mr. Nicholas Holier, welcome. The problem is that Chulum does not interfere with humanity. Chulum answers no prayers, performs no miracles, gives no guidance, and forms no relationship with people. As a result, believing in Chulum offers no emotional or practical benefit. Consequently, most people have little motivation to believe in Chulum, even when Chulum really is the creator of the universe. Oh, I know you're surprised. You're like, what? Let me clear my ears, Javier. What are you saying? Who is this Chulum guy? Oh, be careful. Be careful. That you're not aware of the real God. You know, something different. So I'm gonna make tonight a little bit different, this presentation, because I'm gonna plan to do it a little bit interactive. If anybody wants to participate of this presentation. So I already showed you the problem that we have with Chulum right now. So the question comes up. If the only reason is that Chulum offers no relationship, no guidance, no miracles, no promise of eternal life, then what is the real basis of worship? Evidence that the Creator exists, or what the Creator offers? Ooh. I'm putting in question your motives for believing in a God, the God that you're believing right now. I'm questioning it. Are you believing because God is God, or by the offerings of the God? But in the case of Chulum, this is a problem because Chulum doesn't offer anything. That's the reason why you're not believing in Chulum, the real creator of the universe. So let me ask you a few questions, and if you would like to answer, You can do it on the chat. I'm going to do this first time different from all the times because normally when I'm doing a presentation, I don't normally look at the chats or receive any calls. But tonight I'm going to make this presentation interactive if anybody wants to participate or ask me any questions. All right. So my first question to you, believer or non-believer, welcome Larry Wilson. Do you accept that Chulum is the creator of the universe? Let me know in the chat. Or if you want to call the Discord link, first time, I'm accepting a call during the presentation. If you want to answer the question, do you accept that Chulum is the creator of the universe? If nobody wants to participate, that's understandable. No problem. I just continue and answer the questions myself as part of the presentation. Oh man, it's a bad air conditioner. I'm just gonna wait off just 2 minutes in case someone wants to answer that question. Do you accept? I'm asking you, viewer, right now. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at your eyes. Do you accept that Chulum is the creator of the universe? Yes or no? I'm waiting for someone that wants to answer the question. I'm not forcing you to answer the question, okay? It's gonna wait 1 more minute in case anybody wants to answer the specific question. Do you accept that Chulum is the creator of the universe? Yes or no? This is an interactive presentation. I think that some of the viewers are like, man, what is this? This is some kind of trap. I'm gonna go to get involved in some kind of trap. I'm not gonna open my mouth. I'm not gonna say anything. There's something fishy about these questions. All right, let's wait 30 more seconds in case anybody wants to answer the question. Do you accept that Chulum is the creator of the universe? You can just answer no. No. No problem. I'm not gonna abide you. There it is. I'm asking the question for anybody arriving to the live stream right now. I'm asking the question, do you accept that Chulum is the creator of the universe? You can do it on the chat or you can do it on the Discord link. I'm looking for someone just to answer the question. Do you accept that Chulum is the creator of the universe? Just write yes or no. It's just a question. You can say no because I don't know who Chulum is. There's no trap in here. Not that I'm gonna try to get you. Romans 1, welcome to the live stream. Do you accept that Chulum is the creator of the universe? Just yes or no. If you say no, you're not accepting that Chulum is real or not. I don't think anybody's going to answer the question, so I'm going to press on. I guess the unbelievers are not in the live stream yet. Just as a reminder, I'm not doing any more of waiting 15, 20, 30 minutes to start my presentations. I connect and I start my presentations because I know people connect immediately after I start my live streams. I'm not gonna make them wait. Okay, I'm gonna ask one more time to see if anybody wants to answer the question. One more time. Do you accept that Chulum is the creator of the universe? Just respond on the chat, yes or no. If you say yes and you want to elaborate, go ahead. If you say no, just write no. And if you want to elaborate, just elaborate. "504 Fireman." That's a good question, but skip on topic for right now. That's a good question for a little bit later. I'm asking, do you accept that Chulum is the creator of the universe? And finally, thank you, 504 Fireman, for taking the challenge to respond to the question. Congratulations. Nobody else wanted to answer the question. Thank you, 504 Fireman. There's no trap here, just for purposes of having a conversation. So, now let me ask you the second question. If not, which you 504 Fireman, oh, also 832020, thank you, also responded no. You guys do not accept that Chulum is the creator of the universe. Thank you so much for answering. So my next question for you, if not, why don't you accept that Chulum is the creator of the universe? Come on, 504 Fireman, and thank you. Also, 832020. That is the next question for you. If not, why don't you accept that Chulum is the creator of the universe? Thank you for participating in this conversation. Romans 1, we're trying to have a conversation. We're not preaching right now. You can just answer yes or no. You know, don't take it as an offense or I'm trying to convince you out of your belief. No. These are conversations that people ought to have about life, about beliefs. Romans 1, I don't agree with your opinion. 832020 answers, never seen or heard of Chulum. Thank you for your honesty. Okay. 832020 does not accept that, excuse me, Chulum is the creator of the universe. If not, he doesn't accept that Chulum is the creator of the universe because never seen Chulum, never heard Chulum. Right? Maybe 504 Fireman responds. He also responds because Chulum hasn't done any miracles or given any prophecies or anything supernatural. Man, those are very good answers from 504 Fireman and from 832020. Really, really good answers. Let's continue with the next question for you that are very thankfully participating in these questions. So let's go to question number 3. What evidence will convince you that Chulum is the creator of the universe? To 832020 and 504 Fireman. Nicholas Holier, we're just right now doing this interactive participation on the subject that is on the screen right now. The question is, what evidence will convince you that Chulum is the creator of the universe? I guess to 832020 and 504 Fireman. If he did miracles, man. Oh, you took it back? What happened? You erase it? Change your mind? 832020. What evidence will convince you that Chulum is the creator of the universe? Oh, Romans 1. You answer no. We know, Romans 1, you answer to the first question. Do you accept that Chulum is the creator of the universe? You answer no. If not, why don't you accept that Chulum is the creator of the universe? Because I guess because you know who the creator is. All right. So, what evidence will convince you that Chulum is the creator of the universe? 8-3-2020 very clearly responds, I agree, miracles, healing of disease. Thank you so much, 8-3-2020, for your very clear answer. 504 Fireman changed his answer. If Chulum did miracles or give any prophecies or anything supernatural, I will believe in Chulum. Brahmans 1, no, you blind. Brahmans 1, come on. You can tell me whatever you want. You can tell me how wrong I am after this interactive presentation. Let's continue with the number 4 question. What evidence convinces you that the God of the Bible is the creator of the universe? Oop. 83-2020 and 504 Fireman. This is not a trap. This is not a game. This is not to trick you, to prove you wrong. This is a conversation. This is a subject that I would think that if you're a believer in the God of the Bible, you should have no problems having with anybody because you should be sure of your belief in God of the Bible. It should not shake you like it's doing it right now, seems to me, to Romans 1. Seems to me, Romans 1, that you're very uncomfortable with anybody asking questions and digging. So, what evidence convinces you that the God of the Bible is the creator of the universe? To 8-3-2020 and 504 Fireman, which are the only ones brave enough to be participating in this interactive presentation. Okay, 504 Fireman response. If Chulum can give me the winning... No. You're adding to the question number 3. My question is, what evidence convinces you that the God of the Bible is the creator of the universe? 8-3-2020 response. It was what I was taught as a child, and I also found great joy through gospel music, through extreme hardships in life. But I'm really lost now, missing Jesus, but agnostic, I think. Okay, 8-3-2020. What evidence convinces you that the God of the Bible is the creator of the universe? You want to answer that question? 504, if you want to answer that question. I think 8-3-2020, I think you're saying you're agnostic. We have 2 brave participants in this interactive presentation about the problem with Chulum. Fire 504 Fireman wrote, if Chulum can give me the winning lottery numbers, I will definitely know that he's real. I'm tempted to ask you a specific question, but I'm trying to stay with the questions on the screen. 8-3-2020, I think so. I'm not sure what to believe anymore. 8-3-2020, you know something? Thank you so much for your honesty. I think it's brave of you to accept what your reality is right now. 504 Fireman writes, all of the miracles that God did in the Bible proves that he is a real God. Are you sure you want to write that? All the miracles that God did in the Bible proves that he is a real God. You want to stay with that answer? Are you sure? So 83 2020, I guess you cannot answer question number 4 if you are agnostic or you are doubting or you are asking questions. So that leaves us with 504 Fireman, the only person that is willing to participate apart from 83 2020 in this interactive presentation. So the evidence that convinces 504 Fireman that the God of the Bible is real is the miracles mentioned in the Bible. He also adds, there are Bible prophecies that are coming to pass as we speak, proof that God is the creator of the universe. Okay. All right. So let's go with question number 5. I think there are only 6 questions. So question number 5. What allows you to identify the creator of the universe as the God of the Bible rather than Chulum? I guess you already answered that question because you're saying those miracles mentioned in the book and the prophecies. All right, so let's go to the last question. Question number 6. If Chulum and the God of the Bible are both possible as the creator of the universe, what justifies believing in one but not the other? 504 Fireman, if you want to answer that question, go ahead. This is an interactive presentation about the problem with Chulum. And we're asking questions. Okay, 504 Fireman responds, Chulum is just a name with no history. All right. So I'll take it that you're concluding that Chulum is no God. My question for anybody will be, can you prove that Chulum does not exist? Anybody right now, because thank you so much 504 Fireman, the only person besides also 83 2020 that participated of this interactive presentation that I'm doing right now about the problem with Chulum, the creator of the universe. So my question for you 504 Fireman, and this is part of the out of the questions, initial questions. Can you prove that Chulum is not real? Okay, how can you prove that Chulum is not real? Or anybody watching right now, and you prove that Chulum is not real? I always like to answer your questions, say something about your comments, but right now, this is a part of a presentation. I'm asking specific questions. That's why you don't hear me reading your messages, only if your answer to my questions. So in regards to my question that I'm asking right now, how can you prove that Chulum is not real if you're saying that, yes, you can prove that Chulum is not real? How can you prove that? 504 Fireman responds, no, the same way I cannot prove that there are no leprechauns on Mars. Right, so you cannot prove that Chulum is not real. So Chulum could be the creator of the universe, right? I'm not saying that Chulum is the creator of the universe. Could be. Man, holding here. As in right now, just to move on, okay? I don't think anybody can prove that Chulum is not real. Or do you have some way of testing that Chulum is not real? Have you ever been to the ends of the universe to check that Chulum is not real? No. So Chulum, or the God of the Bible, could be the creator of the universe. It seems to me that you're saying that the reason you know that the God of the Bible is the creator of the universe is because there's a book, okay, that mentions that some miracles happened in the past, right? And there's some prophecies that have come to be true, and some more to come to be true from the same book, right? How? And you determine that is not Chulum, but the God of the Bible that is the creator of the universe, because there's a book. From a book, it seems to me, nobody can determine that the God mentioned in the book is the creator of the universe. You can think it, you can wish it, you can entertain it. You have absolutely no way to prove it. Just like you cannot prove that Chulum is the creator of the universe. So which one of these two proponents is the real creator of the universe? The only thing that you have other than from Chulum is a book. You don't have anything else. So are you saying that because you have a book that talks about a God, that's how you concluded that that God mentioned in the book is the one that created the universe? I don't know about you, but that sounds to me, wow. Wow. How did you came up to that conclusion? Because the book says so? So Chulum has no book? No, Chulum cannot be the creator of the universe because he has no book. As book is the creator of the universe. No book, no creator. You know, I'm trying to determine myself because I have not come to a conclusion. Is it Chulum or is it the God of the Bible? I think that the difference between you as a believer of the God of the Bible is not the book, is not the prophecies, it's not the miracles that you read on the book. The only reason you are choosing the God of the Bible over Chulum is because Chulum is not offering any emotional benefits. With Chulum, there's no heaven, there's no hell. There's no saving you from anything. Chulum is not going to do special favors for you. It's not going to come down from the heavens and give you that Lamborghini that you're asking Chulum for. Not going to do that. Chulum is not going to get you a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Bible4 Fireman adds, the God of the Bible made prophecies 1,000 years ago that are coming to pass today. If Chulum is a God, what supernatural has he done? Fireman, thank you so much again. I can thank you enough for making this presentation more interesting. This is not an attack on you, okay? This is trying to take apart our understandings about gods, our understanding and beliefs about different gods. You know, people believe in different gods. So, if there are prophecies that have come true, this will be all over the world, all the news, everything, everybody talking about it. But the reason nobody talk about these prophecies is because there are no prophecies. Nothing that can convince anybody, hey, yes, that must has been done by a God. Besides that, 504 Fireman and anybody that believes in the God of the Bible, what does prophecy has to do with the God of the Bible? Where did you learn this? You learned this thing about believing that some prophecy, something more or less put together that sounds like a prophecy, is the way to demonstrate that the God of the Bible is real. The same prophecies in the book that tell that the God in the book is the real God. That's how you determine that the God is real. I don't know. It seems to me this is not a very reliable way to come to the conclusion that the God of the Bible is the creator of the universe over Chulum. It seems to me that the reason that you are believing that the God of the Bible is real is because the God of the Bible is offering you eternal life, is offering to save you, to keep you away from eternal torture, right? So it seems to me that you have two gods. You're choosing this one because it makes me feel great. It gives me the goodies. Chulum, what would I believe in Chulum for? It's not gonna make me feel good. It's not gonna save me from anything. I need to be saved from something. I need meaning in my life. Chulum is not gonna give me that. So, with Chulum, what are you getting? You're getting an observer. Nothing else. Nope, Javier, nope. No. I need a God in my life that guides me, loves me, protects me, do special favors for me, save me. I know that he's going to save me from himself, but I want that God to save me. Again, I need that meaning in my life. So Chulum, so you could be mistaking yourself between gods because you are following emotion, not God. You could be mistaken, completely mistaken, because you read something on a book, you got a little goody feeling in your heart here, and voila, the God of the Bible is real. You could be absolutely and completely wrong. To me, Chulum sounds more closer to a perfect God than the God of the Bible. The God of the Bible sounds extremely emotional, very touchy. Mock the God and pow, lightning strike, banana peel, step on banana peel. The ceiling fan lands on your head. A God of the Bible can be violent. That doesn't sound like a real God, but it's understandable that you will believe in the God because of the emotional benefits. Of course, you're going to put a big cross on this. You're not going to accept it. Never, ever, ever, ever accept anyone telling you that you believe in the God of the Bible because of how you feel about the God. It doesn't matter which God is real, Chulum or the God of the Bible. Give me the one that gives me the goodies. The one that is going to make me feel good. You could be wrong. Absolutely wrong. And I'm proposing that you are wrong. You are absolutely wrong. And you're bringing people to the wrong path in life. Let's jump to the chats and let's open the lines to receive calls in the Discord. All right. Thank you so much, 832020. So let's start reading some of these messages. "504 Fireman, thank you so much, man, for participating in this. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. The Real Indiana Cones Brew. Okay. Okay, all right. Mr. Skeptic Philosophy, welcome to the live stream. Nicholas Holier, Iba Don't Play. Oh, I don't know if you guys saw the presentation. Only 2 people participated of the interactive presentation about the problem with Chulum. Yes, there's a problem with Chulum. If you need a God that makes you feel good. With Chulum, you're not gonna get that. With Chulum, you're gonna get a real God. Not the one that is interfering with your life and everything that you do, think, and feel. With Chulum, don't expect to be a sinner. So the only reason that you choose the God of the Bible over Chulum is because the God of the Bible gives you the feel good. Give you those goodies. Why would anybody believe in Chulum if you're not gonna get the protection from Chulum? You're not gonna get the feel good from Chulum. You're not gonna get the meaningful life from Chulum. Chulum is just an observer. Just watching, not interfering, not answering your prayers, not influencing you to take decisions. It's not making you feel like you're garbage. It's not gonna make you feel guilty. Chulum has nothing to save you from because Chulum has not built any special places to torture you for eternity. There are no lessons to learn with Chulum, only the lessons that you want to learn. With Chulum, you don't need to define things as good or bad. Chulum is not interested in give you the morals. Only the God of the Bible will tell you how to behave because the God of the Bible thinks that there's something broken with you and he has to tell you how to act and behave. The God of the Bible thinks that you are broken and you need guidance. The God of the Bible thinks that he needs to fix you. Something is wrong with you. Chulum, no drama. So you could be after the wrong God just because you are not after a God. You are after the emotional benefits that you get from believing. And that will be the definition of lying to yourself, just to make yourself feel good about something that you are not able to feel good about yourself. So In the case of field states that I mentioned to you all the time, you're gonna get negative field states coming from the God of the Bible. Hell, torture, guilt. With Chulum, you're not able to get into negative field states because Chulum does not interfere with you. So, to me, it makes every day more and more sense that Chulum is the real God, is closer to being perfect God than the God of the Bible. If you want to put it in a percentage, the God Chulum is probably 98% to me, a real God, closer to a real God, closer to a perfect God. The God of the Bible, probably at 20%, maybe 10%. Very unlikely that the God of the Bible is a real God. Most likely is made up and very badly made up. Third, Russell, I would argue that Christian fundies seem to need fixing. What's fundies? Third, Russell, and welcome to the live stream. Nicholas Holier, I wish the big Nick didn't block me. I would call in and talk to him about the Trinity. Nicholas Holier, tonight we're not really talking about the Trinity. We're trying to stay on topic about Chulum and the God of the Bible. Why anybody doesn't think that Chulum is the real God of the universe, the real creator of the universe? What proof do you have that Chulum is not the creator of the universe? We're not talking about trinities. We're talking about Chulum and the God of the Bible as being two possible options to being the creator of the universe. And me telling you that I see more plausible for Chulum being the creator of the universe. But Russell Clearwater's Fundi is short for fundamentalists. Oh, okay. Thank you, Bert, for the clarification. Yes. Makes sense? Someone is calling checkmate. I'm willing to hear anybody, believer or non-believer, to tell me that Chulum is not real. And I'm going to ask you, how did you come to that conclusion? What proof do you have? Because to me, Chulum sounds more like the real God than the God of the Bible. It seems to me that Chulum is more like an observer, is just watching. I could be wrong. Hey, 504 Fireman, no necessity to call people names necessarily. You can, share your arguments, your points of views. Yeah, let's keep it, light. Nicholas Holier, because Jesus is, Yahweh is the creator. Nicholas Holier, Chulum is the creator. Bert Russell, the Bible is obviously the product of primitive and ignorant Bronze Age culture. Interesting. Nicholas Holier, how do you come to the conclusion that Chulum is God? What sources and historical data lead you to that conclusion. Nicholas Holier, I don't think I have come to the conclusion that Chulum is the creator of the universe. I'm saying that it sounds to me more plausible, more, I think it's factable, that Chulum is the creator of the universe than the God of the Bible. So I have not come to a conclusion yet. What sources of historical data? That's the problem, Nicholas Holier. You're depending on someone else telling you who God is. So just by the fact that you're waiting for sources of historical data, you're waiting for someone else to tell you who God is. I think that's a huge mistake. Whatever you learn about God is not going to come from you and God. It's going to come from someone else. And someone else can have different motivations. You could be absolutely wrong about coming to the conclusion that the God that you read in a book is the real creator of the universe. So, no conclusions, Nicholas Holier. No conclusions. A3 2020. What if everything we know about the past and things we never had seen don't even exist? It's just what we were told. Our entire history could be a lie. A3 2020. Now I understand why you say that you have questions and you're probably agnostic, because you are using your head. You have thoughts and you can think. You're starting to notice some things about the world and history. I'm glad you're asking questions, man. Mr. Skeptic Philosophy, but what's in it for me with this Chulum God? I mean, isn't that the point? If you cannot talk to the God and get things you want, right? That's a good question, Skeptic Philosophy. It seems to me that people are choosing the God of the Bible over Chulum because of the emotional benefits you can get from the God of the Bible. You can get the goodies. Nicholas Holier, I'm asking what persuaded you to think that way? Nicholas Holier, that's a great question. I'm using my head. I'm starting to think. I'm asking questions. I'm doubting the data that someone else have told me through a book thousands of years reading many years ago. This whole thing could be made up. This thing about coming to a conclusion that this God from the Bible is real because of the prophecies. What does prophecy have to do with a God? Where did you learn this from? Have you ever seen anybody walking on water? Have you ever seen anybody resurrecting 3 days later? Everything that you know is coming from someone else. Don't even know. Everything that you believe is someone else telling you, hey, I saw a guy. He died. I'm telling you, I saw him. With my own eyes. And he resurrected 3 days later. Why would I lie to you? Believe me. And you are like, you know what? I believe you. Yes. Jesus resurrected 3 days later. You see? I'm very smart. So, Nicholas Holier, to answer your question, what persuaded me to think that way? Asking questions, not jumping to conclusions just based on how I feel. That's what persuaded me to analyze this topic about gods and beliefs in gods. A3 2020, if God is loving and real, I just don't see how he would continue to let humans and animals suffer, especially disabled people and children, dogs, and cats. You know, You don't have to go around in circles with this A3 2020, maybe because the God is made up. That's it. The skeptic philosophy agrees. Yeah, it's almost like it's made up. Nicholas Holier, it's just a bad faith question. I don't know about what question you're referring to. I don't think you have asked any questions in bad faith, Nicholas Holier. You're asking good questions. A3 2020, I don't like sad news stories, but I have a friend who loves true crime podcasts and YouTube shows, and the evil and pain going on today in this world is horrendous, uncalled for if God is real and loving. You know, A3 2020, that would sound more like Chulum is the creator of the universe, because Chulum doesn't interfere with humanity. So just looking at it in that sense, Chulum sounds more possible like the real God. That explains why these things happened. Diva, don't play. Javier, if you did rant on and on and on and seem to be highly angry and upset every single day for hours and hours only talking about Chulum, I might believe. I think you might believe if you start asking questions and start thinking more openly about the universe, the possibilities and everything. But it seems to me that you made up your mind. It's sealed. You have to stand to the side and just preach and talk about your God and how good you feel about God. I can respect that. Skeptic Philosophy is asking, what is a bad faith question? I don't know, Skeptic Philosophy. I know that Nicholas Holier mentioned that, but I don't know what was he referring to. Phantom X is asking, why did you beat your wife today? It's a bad faith question. A3 2020, if you actually research the amount of children and animals and elderly and disabled and humans and animals in general suffer from evil people and from sickness, disease, and disasters. It's not just like one sad story every once in a while. There's millions of awful suffering happening every day, everywhere. Where's Jesus and his healing for us? A20 2020, don't expect the God of the Bible and Jesus to take care of any of the stuff. God of the Bible and Jesus only take care of people that want to feel better or want, to want a change of heart, but not to help children in need, not to help elderly. No, don't expect the God of the Bible to do any of this stuff. A skeptic philosophy is almost like people and animals are doing their own thing. Diva, don't play. Javier, Jesus Christ has to be real, strictly based on how he's basically the only one you talk and you continue to get so fired up about. This is enough proof for me. I don't know what you're talking about. The title of the stream doesn't have the word God of the Bible anywhere. We're talking about Chulum. This is how you get into big mistakes, Diva. This is how you came to the conclusion that the God of the Bible is real, by making these types of mistakes. Nicholas Holier, it's almost as if they have distinct roles. Nicholas Holier, these short sentences, at least myself, I don't know what you're talking about. There's so many people, with messages. Sometimes you have to add a little bit of more information. Bear Russell, that's not nice, man. That's not funny. I'm sorry, I have to laugh. A3 2020, that's the fast and easy way to sum it up. Clear waters. The whole thing is a nutshell. I'm glad A33 2020, you're asking questions, you're noticing, you're paying attention. I'm glad, man. Skeptic philosophy. I just want to know if trees were ever going to fall on animals before Adam ate the fruit, or was gravity going to work differently? Great questions. Phantom X, trees only fall when they die, but before that, no death. Damn, problem solved. A3 2020, a God who forgot about us, a God who forgot about us. Chulum. A3 2020, are you saying that Chulum forgot about us? No, I don't think so. No. How did you come to that conclusion? If you don't mind my question to you. Skeptic philosophy, what about acorns? Were they going to fall? Could they fall on a bug? This sounds like simple questions, but I think are important questions. A3 2020, I have been lurking here a while lately, but still not sure. Are you a believer or not? Phantom. Bert Russell. At Diva, you have a very low standard of proof. Bert, when you get goodies and feeling goods from a God, of course you're going to lower your standard of evidence. Let the God in and feel the good. God, give me the good. Give me the feel good. Phantom X, it will make no sense to reproduce if nothing dies. The world would quickly get overcrowded. Skeptic philosophy, what did the trees do wrong? Why do they have to die, or what the human, or why do they have to die, or what the humans did? Phantom X, because otherwise humans wouldn't have to plant more. It's part of our course. Diva, don't play, Javier. I want a God where people like you and atheists claim this God isn't real, while at the same time they speak constantly and angrily about this one particular God. This is enough proof for me. I think any, I don't know, I'll throw you a thing, look, like that, and you're like, yes, the God of the Bible is real. I think you have a big problem, Diva. You are drunken in the feel good of the God. You are not able to think with your head, with your senses. Your mind is sealed. That's the problem of the God of feels good. One thing I have learned about life, you gotta be careful about being romantic about anything. Anything in life, you can end up dead by romanticizing things. And you are romanticizing a God. A3 2020, Jesus only helped those TV preachers get the Lamborghini. You're paying attention. You're noticing special favors. Bert Russell, Clearwater's, the Christian God seems to only help those who don't really need his help. You're absolutely right, Bert Russell. People paying attention. Anselm X points out private jets sometimes, man, those $20 million, $75 million jets. But more like 50. Skeptic philosophy, what did they ever do to you? The fairies are love. Diva, don't play, Javier, but you haven't mentioned Allah, Vishnu, Zeus, Buddha, Odin, Dalai Lama are all here with Chulum. You're only comparing Chulum again to the God of the Bible. Be honest. In this live stream, I have taken all the other gods and entities, also I mentioned from Voodoo, Santeria, because why would I make a live stream comparing 7, 8 different gods? How about we talk about Chulum and the God of the Bible? The only reason seems to me that people asking questions can make you uncomfortable. I think more and more people are going to start to understand that Chulum makes a lot of sense. Just because a God feels good is not a good way to determine that that's a real God and you are full of romanticism and good feelings toward your God. 8-3-2020, and that right there kind of proof is not true. Same God, Yahweh, Allah, billions of Christians, billion Muslims, but nobody can be both. Christianity, Jesus is God only way to heaven. Islam, God doesn't. One commonality between all those gods, 8-3-2020, is that all those gods offer some kind of emotional benefit from the belief. Chulum is the only one that stands out that does not offer any emotional benefits and does not interfere with creation. I don't think that Chulum thinks that you're broken and has to send some family member to be brutalized, murder, in order to fix his creation. We're talking about most likely a real God, not something that sounds more like made up. 8-3-2020 also would like to know why when in my darkest hour, no church people were there for me. Guess who was there for me? The one true friend of my life, a gay man who suffered with AIDS, heart of gold. Wow, 8-3-2020. Thank you for sharing that. Nicholas Holier, the Son was with the Father in the beginning. What does that have to do with a God or creator of the universe? I don't see something that sounds like you got from someone else. I don't think you came to this conclusion yourself. Probably you read something about this somewhere and you accepted it, and now you're repeating it like if it is true. 8-3-2020, yet Christians will say he's in hell. No way would I worship a God who would send a person like my friend Aaron to hell just because he was gay. 8-20-2020, yep. Of course, if you're thinking, as you were thinking that the God of the Bible is real, there's going to be fear attached to this belief because some kind of polarity emotionally has to be created with the God of the Bible in order to get you to do things that you will not do in your normal life. But through the power of the emotional manipulation, you can feel bad about things. And of course, the God is going to make you feel good. Skeptic philosophy, no, John said the Logos was, not the Son. 8-3-2020, I also heard an argument on another live stream that really affected me. The host asked the Christian, is the Dalai Lama a good person? They say yes. Then asked, was Jeff Dahmer a good person? Said no. The host pointed out that according to the Bible, Dalai Lama is in hell. Yes, Dahmer in heaven because he got baptized and claimed born again. 8-3-2020, if you want to drive yourself crazy, yeah, believe in the God of the Bible. I think you have enough information to conclude that the God is most likely made up. Nicholas Holier mentioning Bible verses. I don't know what the Bible verse is going to say about Chulum or proving that Chulum is not real. I think that a good way to tell for anybody that is having doubts about the God of the Bible, a good way to tell that any God is fake, if the God is offering emotional rewards. That's how you know, and you can tell pretty much that the God is not real. God has nothing to do with prophecies, more or less prophecies, has nothing to do with walking in water, nothing, no. These things you have learned over time. These things you have read from other people through a book. Bert Russell writes, sure, but the Christian God helps believers with their crippling fears of reality. Yes, Bert Russell, you are pointing out very, very important. The God has a purpose that has to do with the person's feelings. A believer is not after the God, he's after the feelings, he's after the meaning for their life. They're after the emotional benefits, not after the God. That explains why people tend to shop around for a God. Once the God doesn't feel good anymore, it doesn't provide meaning for your life, people shop around for another God. They go from Christianity maybe to Islam, or maybe they go into voodoo or Santeria, or they go to some other religion. Nicholas Holier, all things were created by, for, and through Jesus. Nicholas Holier, again, you have no way of proving this. This is something that you read on a book. And for some reason, I don't know, was it your family, friends, something happened in your life that you decided or were persuaded to believe that these things are real, which they're not. I could tell you that all things were created by Chulum, the creator of the universe. And I'll be playing the same game that you're playing. You have come to a conclusion without any proof. I could do the same thing. Chulum is the creator of the universe. I don't have to prove it to you, just like you don't have to prove it. You just read it on a book. Nicholas Holier, Jesus makes all things known of his Father. Nicholas Holier, repeating things that he read somewhere. I don't know, trying to prove a point. If I don't play, Javier, this stream has increased my faith even more since joining. Nobody can be this angry against someone who they truly believe doesn't exist. Why can't you see this? It's the most obvious thing. If I don't play, I think what I'm trying to do is to, apart from making money or try to make money, I think we gotta find other ways to find solutions to our problems as humanity, because your God is not making it, or your belief in this God, because you have no way of proving that the God that you believe is real. So your belief in a God is not helping humanity. So I'm trying to bring awareness for people to start asking questions and use their head, their mind to ask questions, and stop believing what other people tell them, like if this is some evidence or some proof of a God. I think I'm trying to put light on the silliness of believing what other people tell you, and for some reason believe that it's true just because you're getting a good feeling. No, so I don't know, if your faith is increasing, good for you, good for you. More feel good for you, more feel good. More feel good. Oh, JD Vance, JD Advance, that's not nice. Come on, man. No, come on. The skeptic philosophy, the earth was with Chulum in the start. Interesting. Thank you, skeptic philosophy. That could be very well be the case. Probably Nicholas Holier has it wrong, but because he's not asking questions, he's not able to tell. He's under a God spell that someone else gave him, not a God. Someone else gave him a spell. Believe in the God that I believe, Nicholas. Why? Because it's going to make you feel good, especially when you repeat the things that you read in the book. Bert Russell and Nicholas, with all due respect, we are already quite familiar with the details of your Christian make-believe. Bert Russell, you don't understand that believers like to repeat these things because repeating these things makes them feel good. So for me, it's understandable. I just, ignore it or congratulate them for showing that they can read things on a book and repeat it. Phantom X, God was over 4,000 years old. Mary was a teenager. Oh, man. Wow. I don't think that's disgusting. Nope. A3 2020, I'm in no way sticking up for Islam, but does the Quran actually say Asha was 6? Man, A3 2020, I don't think you want to get involved in a soap opera from one of these currently available gods. Skeptic philosophy, you have no idea how old Mary was. And you guys, the real Indiana and 504 going at it on that vertical stream. There's two streams, okay? One vertical and one horizontal. You can join any of the two live streams. Phantom X, with the power imbalance between a creator of the universe and a human, consent is not possible. Plus, consent is not possible for minors. Nicholas Holier, by your modern day assumption of what consent is, right? You're gonna play that game of modern time versus past time. My view is that with Chulum, you're not gonna have anybody going out with a minor. You're not gonna be producing babies with anybody without their consent. Because, as a reminder, with Chulum, we're talking about a real God. A real God doesn't do these things of impregnating a human being in order to try to correct his errors as God. So, yeah, if you want to get your head going around and around and around, get involved with the God of the Bible or Allah or one of these currently available invisible gods that are always trying to correct their creation, trying to fix it. Mr. Crypto Lee, welcome to the live stream. So the real question is, why would anybody, Javier, why are you even talking about this Chulum? When this Chulum God offers any emotional benefits, let me know, because then I'll be interested in this Chulum, creator of the universe. In the meantime, no feeling good, I'm not interested. I need a God that gives me the feel good, makes me feel good, gives me guidance, gives me the special favors, answers my prayers, and of course, get me the Lamborghini. So, no emotional benefits from Chulum. I'm not interested. I don't care if Chulum is the real creator of the universe. I do not care, Javier. Take your Chulum and go away. Call me when the Chulum, creator of the universe, makes me feel good. Then I'll think about it. The only reason that you're believing in the God of the Bible is because of the emotional benefits that you get from believing. You have no God. You have a book, you have yourself, and you have your feelings. You have no God. Not able to demonstrate any God to anybody, not able to point to any God. That makes sense that Chulum, that does not interfere with humanity, is more like an observer, points to being the real God, creator of the universe. So the only thing that anybody can point out as being the God of the Bible, the creator of the universe, is because there's a book. There's nothing else. The real Indiana Cons brew. Chulum doesn't tuck them in at night. You're absolutely correct. No emotional benefits from believing in Chulum, and that's how people come to the conclusion that Chulum is not worth worshiping. Not because Chulum is God or not. Not because of the God of the Bible is God or not. With God of the Bibles, you can get the goodies. That's the God that makes me feel good. Oh, do we have a caller? Trusty Ape 2, if you're listening, you gotta tell me your user in YouTube because I'm not familiar with you. Just write it down on the Discord, if you don't mind. If you're listening, Trusty, I don't remember the username. You just connected on the Discord. If you can just tell me on the Discord, if you can write your user on YouTube, then I can unlock the mute. Out of Babylon, welcome to the live stream. Out of Babylon is asking, how would Chulum prevent mankind from doing those things? When you say those things, what are you referring to, out of Babylon? So I can answer your question better. If I don't play right, no deal. My God runs this universe. You're mistaken about that. It's Chulum, the creator of the universe. And he doesn't run it. It runs by itself. The God of the Bible has to be fixing constantly his creation. He's made many mistakes, but he's taking no responsibility. He's making his creation responsible for the flaws of his creation. Anybody joining for the first time the Discord, calling me on the Discord, and that's your first time, you're gonna be muted. Just tell me what is your user on YouTube, and I can unlock the mute. I noticed that someone connected and disconnected. Phantom X, Trusty Ape is cool. Was that the person that connected on the Discord? If Trusty Ape, you connected to Discord, just go ahead. I can unmute you. 8-3-2020, the Vulcans got it right. Logic over emotions. It's totally the opposite with the God of the Bible. 8-3-2020. First emotions, and then if there's anything left, add a little bit of logic. Otherwise, how can you explain that God is immutable, all-knowing, all-present, and then have a relationship with you? Trusty Ape 2. Yeah, just connect, my friend, and I can unmute you. I'm willing to have conversations. No need to debate. So I'm willing to hear for anybody that have proof that Chulum is not real. People have said, well, because Chulum doesn't have a book. A book is not a way to prove that a creator of the universe is real or not. I actually think it's a horrible way to come to that conclusion. Someone says, well, I haven't seen Chulum perform any miracles. You have not seen any God or anybody perform any miracles. So in the case of Chulum, if Chulum is more like an observer, what is Chulum observing? His creation? What for? Is he really just looking, or he has his back from his creation? Is he totally disconnected? Really? Why would he make creation and stay disconnected from his creation? What for? There's so many questions that we can ask about Chulum. Why Chulum doesn't create a hell? Why Chulum doesn't create a special place for humans to be tortured for eternity? Why Chulum would not do that? I need that place to be created because I need some people to be punished. Those pesky atheists, we need a place to torture them for eternity. So why Chulum hasn't created a special place for eternal torture? That's one of the reasons I don't believe in Chulum. I need my special place of torture. So, are you saying that with Chulum there's no heaven? So I can do whatever I want in life, killing people and harping people and destroying? Yeah, go ahead and do it and see how far you get in life. Probably you're going to end up dead in a few days, in a few hours, or you're going to end up in jail for all your life. By human beings, no God involved. So that also tells me if you need a God to tell you how to live your life, probably you're being, I don't know, someone that is not acting in your right senses, and the only reason you're acting in this supposedly moral way is because you fear the God that is gonna punish you, and that's the only real reason you're not killing people and doing harm to other people. That doesn't seem to me like a very honest way to live your life. The only reason you're avoiding to do these things is because you are trying to stay away from pain. You're not doing honestly because you're a good person. No. You're doing it because you don't want to be punished by the Alpha, the Omega. You want to be rewarded. You want to live that eternal life in that place of pleasure, and you want to be happily ever after, holding hands with God and dancing the Yumbaya for eternity. Kumbaya. I don't know. Maybe you're going to be on a cloud for eternity. I don't know. Probably you could be tap dancing for eternity. I don't know. Or maybe worshiping God for eternity, getting on your knees for eternity. Maybe you're going to have to take some knee pads if you're going to stay on your knees for eternity worshiping God. I don't know. Yeah, this whole thing about the God of the Bible is extremely thick. It's extremely confusing. I think if you're really getting benefits from believing in the God of the Bible, man, it seems to me that this is more like selling your conscience to a God instead of believing. Selling your conscience to a God for a cheap, good feeling. Wow. What a beautiful human being, selling yourself to a bully, to a God, just because you're thinking about yourself and nobody else. You want to save your butt, and you're selling your conscience to this ridiculous idea of a God that rewards and punishes just for a cheap, good feeling. God make me feel good, and I do not care about anyone else. Burn them in hell. As far as I know, as long as you give me the feel good for eternity, I will worship you. I will get on my knees. I will kiss your feet, God. As long as you don't turn yourself to me. Yeah, I still like more Chulum. I think we're gonna continue talking more about Chulum, because I think that if anybody needs a God in their life, probably go to Chulum, not to the God of the Bible, which sounds more like man-made, extremely man-made, very badly done, with violence, emotional manipulation, rewarding, I don't know what, punishing stupid crimes. You steal some chewing gum, you go to hell for eternity. You don't accept the conditions from God. Supposedly he loves you unconditional, but his love is conditional. This is one of the biggest humongous lies about the God of the Bible. Supposedly it's supposed to be an unconditional love. It's not. You have to jump through hoops, and you have to convince God that you have a pure heart, which I don't think anybody has that. Bert Russell, Clearwaters, yes, selling out their conscience and human compassion in exchange for cosmic binky is exactly what Christians do. Bert Russell, thank you for pointing out the obvious. I'm trying to bring awareness to people, to have these conversations and to point these things out. I think many years back, people could not talk about these things like, oh, Javier, you're disrespecting Christians. No. They're respecting Muslims. No, I'm tired of the disrespect. You're disrespecting me with your brutal God and telling me about your hell. No. It's time to level things. And let's talk about this thing about selling your consciousness to some doctrine that you decided to accept just to make yourself feel good. It's Mr. Skeletora, welcome to the live stream. Dark Matter has a great video called A Christian, a Muslim, and an Atheist Meet God. Oh, Dark Matter. That's the channel that has the cartoon-like videos about God. If that is, I've seen many of those videos. Really, really good. So, if anybody has information about the God of the Bible being real, apart from what the Bible says about the God in the book, don't be selfish and provide it. Maybe you have proof that the God of the Bible is real. If you have proof that Chulum is not real, please provide it too. Out of Babylon writes, the same people who gave us religion also gave us money. It's all connected. Out of Babylon, I think it's about time to stay away from victim mentality. It's us, our ignorance. These conversations that we're having right now, I think in a way has the purpose of people asking questions. I cannot teach you anything. The only thing I'm asking questions, do you know if Chulum is not real? Do you have proof? Share it. Do you have proof that the God of the Bible is real? Share it. But try not to mention that the supposedly prophecies, which there's not a single prophecy or anything, proof that the God of the Bible is real. Zero, nada. Zero bolero is pure wishful thinking, because you have already concluded that the God of the Bible is real because that belief gives meaning to your life. So you will take a bone and you will make it evidence that the God of the Bible is real. But I think I'm not on this table. I think it's about time for you to stop lying to yourself and stop lying to other people. TP Seeker. Go out of Babylon, why work for nothing and take what others work for? Out of Babylon, because it's better to give to receive. Not sure about that. If I don't play, Javier, still only talking about God of the Bible and Jesus Christ. These atheists talk more about God of the Bible than Christians do. I don't know. I'm talking about Chulum being more plausible, being the God of the universe. I don't know. I think people are going to be talking less and less about the God of the Bible. Probably it's going to be teaching schools as, you know, people stay away from gods. Which one is real, Allah or Chulum? What do you think, Diva? Which one is the real God, Chulum or Allah? Now that you want to talk about Allah. How about that for a question for you? Which one is the creator of the universe? Now that you don't want to talk about the God of the Bible. You brought up Allah. Which one is the God of, which one is the creator of the universe? Chulum or Allah? That question is specifically for you, Diva Don't Play. A3 2020, probably because there is more Christian than any other, and most of us here grew up with the Jesus stuff. Not only that, A3 2020, but for some reason that I have not discovered yet, I have not understood yet, Christians mostly join this live stream and not Muslims. Maybe it's the time of the night. I don't know. If I don't play, no, because Jesus Christ is real and there's no other reason. Jesus Christ is not real. I think it's about time to stop lying and saying these ridiculous things. There's no proof that Jesus Christ is real, alive. Maybe he existed in some time. I'm asking the question, who is the creator of the universe? Chulum or Allah? You asked the question, Diva, to talk about Allah. So which one is the creator of the universe? A3 2020. Allah is the same as Yahweh, Jehovah, same character. A3 2020. All the gods are the same. They serve one purpose only: make people feel good and give meaning to their life. The only God that doesn't do that is Chulum. Thank you, Diva, for not answering the question about who is the creator of the universe, Chulum or Allah, now that you don't want to talk about the God of the Bible. You're going to take that home and think about it. A3 2020. Muslims get extra mad in debate. I have heard they get furious more than Christians. A3 2020. My experience on this live stream at the beginning, when I started doing live streams and start receiving calls, and I got into heated debate or discussions with a few Muslims. They can get really, really nasty. That's why we're trying to bring awareness to the problematic of believing in gods and accepting doctrines as your truth and way of living. It is a problem. You can see it right away when you talk to a believer and they start talking about invisible gods, spirits, sacrifices. It's almost like witchcraft. If I don't play, I guess you're answering neither. That's incorrect, Diva. The universe couldn't come up by itself. It had to be created by the creator. So you are wrong. Diva, don't play, right? They're both fake, which is why you don't talk about Dan nearly as much as Jesus Christ. You're mentioning Jesus Christ again. Why? I thought you don't wanted to talk about the God of the Bible anymore. I'm not talking about the God of the Bible. The universe couldn't come up by itself. It had to be creator. And that creator is either Chulum or Allah. Which one created the universe? And how do you know which one created the universe? How do you come to that conclusion? I'm not talking about fake gods. Why do you keep talking about Jesus Christ? You are the one bringing that God into the table. I'm not talking about God or Jesus Christ. Why do you keep bringing them back to this discussion? I'm talking about Chulum and Allah. Why do you insist in talking about the God of the Bible? If you're telling me not to talk about the God of the Bible, I'm asking you a question. The universe couldn't come up by itself. it had to be created. Was it Chulum or was it Allah? And if you have evidence of which of these gods created the universe. Very simple question. This is where hopefully you notice your mistakes that you're making with your conclusions and your beliefs. You're gonna be quite mistaken when you're making your conclusions based on how you feel. Out of Babylon is asking me if I can read Revelation 18:23. Let's see. What good is we're gonna find this in this Revelation? So Revelation 18:23 says, "And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived." Mr. Tekken fan, I'm okay with Chulum. Tekken fan, I have to agree. To me, Chulum sounds more like a real god. I can tell the difference because when a god start offering emotional benefits and scaring you and manipulating you emotionally, that's when I start doubting that we're talking about a real god. The God of the Bible is real good at doing this. Oh man, some of these messages. Bird is asking a good question. If it's so obviously true, then why would it need defending? Bird, because the God of the Bible needs defenders. How else would you keep the God real and alive? It's the people who believe in the God and that are getting the emotional benefits from the believing are the ones that are going to defend their beliefs. They're not really defending a God. Javier Soto, nothing created the universe. How do you know Chulum did not create the universe? Russell, unnecessary. It's not necessary to send anybody to go away. I have never ever agreed with Diva about anything that he says about God. I would not dare to kick him out or anything like that. No. I think even if we don't disagree, he's always been respectful and we just differ. Out of Babylon, plain English, the merchants is the problem. No, it's not out of Babylon. It's us, the problem, and our ignorance. Don't play the victim game. You're never ever gonna solve a problem as long as you don't own the problem. Diva, don't play Javier because you asked me 10 minutes prior and you're late on reading your comments. Oh, Diva, tell me the truth. I want the truth. Who's the creator of the universe? Chulum or Allah? I'm not talking about the God of the Bible that you don't want me to talk about. The universe couldn't come up by itself. It had to be created, right? Yes, Diva, don't play because I can speak and I'm a free American. Yes. And this channel, we are free, my friend. Free speech. I only encourage people not to be calling other people names or use profanity. Not necessarily, no. I don't prohibit it, but it's not necessary. We're all adults here. EP Seeker, Clearwaters. By any chance, do you remember who was wanting the Bible to be taught in schools last night? I don't remember. I don't remember which user was proposing. I have probably, hopefully I'm not mistaken, I think Hersey98 has mentioned that. Bert Russell, Clearwaters, my comments are all rhetorical. I would never expect a troll like Diva to stop trolling. Alrighty, thank you, Bert Russell. Diva, don't play. Javier, can we talk about abortion or homosexuality? Let's spice it up. Diva, don't play. I talk about what comes out of my heart and my mind. Probably if we can get an understanding that believing in God is a problem, and I can demonstrate it to you, I can point it to you, probably we could talk about other things. But I think the knowledge and education about the problematic of believing in God is still worth talking about. That way we can be in control of our lives and not give our lives and consciousness to invisible gods, which are causing many problems and have been causing many problems for thousands of years. Look at the world right now. This is because people believing in invisible gods. We're gonna talk about this subject a little bit more. That abortion topic and LGBT topics I have reviewed previously, analyzed it, studied, and I don't feel the connection with the topics. I have done it like 2 or 3 times. I'm like, well, it's not the time yet. I'm always thinking about different topics. The ones that flows, that's the one that comes out. Sometimes it is presented good. Sometimes it's presented horrible, but something is presented. Error 8-3-2020, read what I said about King Triton. He's a better god. I don't know. Is this King Triton offering emotional benefits, manipulates emotionally, has punishment? If it does, I don't think it's a real God. Out of Babylon writes, the truth will not remain here to give its voice much longer. The show is not interested in what's really going on. The show, you're talking about this show? This is not a show. I don't feel, if we're talking about myself as a channel and live stream, I don't feel that I'm here to talk about any truth or try to impose my truth to anybody. I'm first here to try to make some money. No, maybe really, maybe not. But also to express myself to some topics that I want to talk about. That's it. I don't want to be anybody's example or anybody's tutor or anybody's inspiration. No, I'm just a YouTuber. You write your own story. You make your own choices, your own decisions. If you want to give those choices and those decisions to an invisible God, that's up to you. That is your prerogative. I don't know what good is going to come out of that. Brussels. I know. Diva probably wants to apply his doctrine, Christian doctrine, into these topics. Probably he's desperate to do it. I don't know. We will talk about these topics. We will talk about LGBT. We'll talk about abortion. We'll talk about some of these topics. I don't know what headway we're gonna do or make on those topics if apparently we have not done much headway talking about humanity and talking about believers believing in gods and all the problems that this carries for humanity. I'm trying to present proof, evidence of these cases. And it seems to me that no believer is interested in engaging in any conversation that will lead them away from their beliefs that are giving them meaning to their life and make them feel good. No, out of Babylon, to your comment that if we courts freely move around this earth with no restrictions, none of us will be online talking about this. I wish you all see the life before us. Out of Babylon, you know, I share this with you. It seems to me that everything that we're doing right now, we're not really doing it. It's done. I don't know if you understand what I mean by that. It's done. This is some kind of mimic that we're doing right now. It's another topic for another live stream. We're not living in the moment. We are living in the past right now. A3-2020. Even if Jesus isn't real, he never spoke about LGBT people. I'm sure he would have if it was such a big sin. LGBT plus 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 plus. It's a huge topic. And I would like to talk about it. I know that probably I'm gonna have, I don't know how many unsubscribe to my channel because of my views. It could happen. Diva, don't play. The human anus was obviously created for exit, not insertions. Why or how could this be or healthy for people? Diva, the feel system that you have as part of your humanity was not used or created to come to conclusions about reality. It's just a guidance system, and here you are using it incorrectly. So you're doing the same thing, my friend, because you lack understanding about yourself as a believer and as a human being. You are a trans believer. You're using things incorrectly. Or you are, I don't know. You're not using things in the right way. A3-2020. King Triton is Ariel's father, and he made a rainbow in the sky. And her wedding, he controls the sea, but didn't flood the earth. Even though he has great distrust of humans, he turned his daughter human cause. Okay. A3 2020 Diva, there is so much more to being gay than what. That's insane. Ugh, I don't know. I don't know. Oops, I'm covering the camera. Out of Babylon. That's an interesting comment. When the money falls and everything you believe in fails you, then you will realize that we only have each other. Interesting comment out of Babylon. Interesting comment. No God coming to save you. No God coming to feed you. No God coming to make you feel better in turmoil times. Interesting. If I don't play, is tempted to cuss. Out of Babylon, we are God. I don't know about that. What do you mean by that? What can we do with that piece of information? Is anything going to change in our life for believing that we are God? Skeletora writes, the first known name heretic thought there were two gods, the Old Testament God, vengeful creator, and God of Jesus, lover of enemies. This is Skeletora 1970. I'm not gonna read some of these comments, man. I can't. A3 2020 is asking, so listening to rap and hip hop is grounds for hell? If you are involved in a doctrine, I do think so. Out of Babylon writes, we only have each other. Out of Babylon, but you're also a believer in God. That seems to me a bit of a contradiction. Second fan says that he makes rap music. That's interesting. Is that real? Do you have a video? Out of Babylon, nothing or no one is coming to save us. Not even God. I can find ammo, rap, trap. Oh, interesting. And the problem with music and the language used in music is that music is a carrier. It can take data and bypass your critical thinking through one of these carriers, which is music. And yes, you can end up repeating the same words or believing that you are a thug by listening to some of this music. It can happen. It happens to young people. Out of Babylon, no song can send you to hell, and I believe in God, and I believe that we are God. So to simplify, I believe in us. If I don't play, I'm sorry, Out of Babylon, I think if you really think that way, I think probably the best way for people to realize is to provide people with information and knowledge in order for people to be able to realize. Otherwise, you can keep people away from understanding things about life and not coming to the conclusion that we are all one or something like that. I don't know. What I'm saying is that I don't think ignorance will get us to unite or to be one. It's only going to happen through knowledge, especially self-knowledge. Diba, don't play. Javier, can I send you a rap song to play? I have been listening to. Diba, don't play. I don't know if I'm gonna be flagged on YouTube. Apparently, I can put a video of a few seconds if it's music or movies or stuff like that, and immediately get flagged. So just put it on the Discord. Let me take a look at it. I don't know if it's something that has some record company or something like that. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to play it. I wouldn't mind at all. I would like to play it. I really like all music. I like Haitian music. Yeah, just drop it on the Discord, Diva. Let me take a look at it, because if he has a record company or something behind it, most likely I cannot play it. A3 2020, Clearwaters, don't play it. It's gonna be a holy hip hop gospel Jesus rap. Here comes the Holy Spirit coming down. Jesus gonna save you. Go for her. The Holy Spirit. No, something like that. I like Eminem. I think he's funny and talented. TP Seeker, so why do you want to talk about homosexuality then, Diva? How long have you been living with your girlfriend? Why haven't you asked her to marry you yet? Ooh, personal questions. Out of Babylon, I believe we can do good, that we are good, and yes, that is why I teach the truth of Christ. The world doesn't know him. Out of Babylon, but that's contradiction, my friend. Saying that we're all one and we're God, but then you're teaching people to be like someone else and not like being themselves. Doesn't make sense. A3 2020, Clearwaters, don't play it. Ready to write that. Clearwaters, be warned. That rap song will be preaching in rap. Let them drop it on the Discord. silence the let me silence the live stream for a moment. I'm gonna listen 2 seconds of the song. And that's funny. A3 2020, you were 100% accurate. That rap song is 100% religious. Oh man, that is hilarious. Diva, you made me laugh, man. Oh man, that was funny. That was funny. I just saw like 20 seconds of the rap song. I don't know, man. I wish I could put it on. Oh man, that was funny. That was hilarious. I'm gonna leave it so I can listen to it later. You were right, A3 2020. Religious rap. But in a funny way. I like it. I like it. That's funny. Oh man. TP Seeker, sorry to bring that up. Clear Waters, Diva Don't Play wanted to spice things up. I know, he's used those specific words. I had to admit it, that was funny. Diva Don't Play, take a poll about what? Who created the universe? Chulum or Allah? For anybody that wants to call in, if you want to have a conversation, there's the link at the bottom of the screen or on the chats. We have like a little bit more than 45 minutes until we come to the conclusion of the live stream. 45 more minutes. Let's play the song. Let me see. Just play like 10 seconds or something. I get flagged. Diva, you're not in this video, right? Okay, let's see if I can play it. I'll have to do this. Hopefully everybody's on the horizontal, yes. All right, let me try to play it. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Coming, it's coming. Just fix it a little bit to make it bigger. All right, let's listen to a little bit of the video that Diva sent us. Okay, here we go. All right, let's show this.
Hallelujah, ha, ha, hallelujah, roll call. My name is Paul, yeah, used to be Saul, yeah, had them scales on my eyes, couldn't see at all, nah, but now I'm saved, yeah, to say by grace, yeah, I wrote
Diva, is that you?
your church is on the way, on the way. My name is Matthew, yeah, used to do Texas, yeah, now I'm breaking bread, putting fish in baskets, yummy, yummy. I'm not your treasure.
I gotta stop it. Run a little bit.
But I'm treasured, yeah, cause my blessings coming back beyond measure. Beyond measure. My name is John, yeah, who Jesus loved, yeah, sent his son to save us, came from above. From above. But like this dove, I'm spreading out my wings. Yeah.
Man, that's it. I'm not show no more. I don't want to get flagged. Oh man, Diva, that was funny. That was funny. That's a good video, man. That's good. Oh man, that was funny. That was funny. I like it. It's catchy. I think Diva is on that video. All right, thank you, TP Seeker, for that suggestion. I don't know why. I don't know that didn't used to happen before. I play something when I get flagged immediately. But normally I get a notification from YouTube to erase that part or take it down or whatever, the music quieted. Thank you for clarifying that that's not you in the video. That doesn't sound like you. Out of Babylon, no weapon formed against me. You, us will prosper. That is why this money system is numbered. Number until when, out of Babylon? 5 more years, 10 more years, 100 more years. A3 2020, I agree, the love of money is the root of all evil. You have very good points, out of Babylon. Tough Christians just don't pay attention to. I do not agree that the love of money is the root of all evil. The root of all evil is ignorance. I can prove it to you. Ignorance, if there's a devil or Satan, is ignorance. Ignorance can get you in hell, in a living hell on this earth. That's the 12 Disciples by Chris. That's the song that I just played. Out of Babylon, no date, but look at the signs. My generation can't even afford a home, and I work 6 days. Hold on. Out of Babylon, my point of view is that giving people knowledge back, that allows people to take better decisions in life. And it's not because I made it, but I'm trying to offer a different form of government that I know that probably is not perfect, but it's going to be way better than the current form of government that we have in many countries, including the United States. But I don't know. I get no support from anybody. I guess that's on me. That's not on anybody. I cannot blame anybody. Probably have not presented in a good way, enough way. But the problem of the countries and the government is not the government, is not the politicians, is the people, is the citizens, is the ignorance. That's where the problem resides. And the system that I'm trying to offer as a new form of government puts the responsibility back on the citizens and the control back on the citizens of the countries. Skeptic philosophy, apart from a video that Diva sent, which some of us suspect that he was on the video singing. A3 2020, to be honest, it feels like Michael Jackson did more to help people in need than Jesus did, and he never called someone seeking his help an insult. Skeptic philosophy, grape and murder was going on before money. And skeptic philosophy, thank you so much. I agree. I have to agree with the skeptic philosophy. What are you going to say about that out of Babylon? So, skeptic philosophy, did Cain do it for money? Out of Babylon response, part of that knowledge is that we do not need money. No middleman to handle our affairs. Yes, Cain is the story of the children of the flesh doing what we're doing now. That's why he wasn't accepted. He's doing it by works. I don't know, out of Babylon. I still think that the root of all evil is our lack of knowledge, is ignorance, if there's such a thing as evil. TP Seeker to Out of Babylon. How are you gonna get the money to buy the land to build a house on? How are you gonna get the materials to build your house? Good questions. Out of Babylon, able to take care of the sheep, which was the poor people who lack knowledge. And you have people lacking knowledge at all levels in life. A3 2020, they made it work in Star Trek Future. Somehow they built starships without a money system. Nobody was without. Oh, Star Trek. I really like Star Trek. The old Star Trek. Out of Babylon, no money, free, free, free. We work together, free. I don't know. You're describing a communist system. Everything free. I don't know who's gonna control the resources of this free system you're referring to. Because this is one of the easiest ways to corrupt a human being. A3 2020, I'm with Out of Babylon on this one, with or without Christianity. Out of Babylon, where does money come from? I don't know. Out of Babylon, you seem to be suggesting a communist system. Sounds to me. I could be wrong. Money comes from trees, paper. We are the ones that assign value to this piece of paper. TP Seeker, God did nothing to prevent Cain from murdering his brother. Your God watched Cain walk away to spread the sins your God created. Skeptic philosophy, not what I ask. Was it for money? Was money around when only Adam and his family was alive? If evil was around and money was not, how can it be the root? Did the tree grow first and the root? Out of Babylon, you all seem to think it magically appears because you work 40 hours. No control, only management as adults living free. I'm scratching my head. Apart from that, if you can answer to the questions that skeptic philosophy is asking you. A3 2020, Star Trek is consistent through the years with the blueprint for a world of harmony. There was not leader in Star Trek Future either. Captains, yes, but no president or king. But A3 2020, are you aware that that was a TV series, not real life? I don't know. I think that the system that I'm proposing is better than what we have right now, and it can be applied. It can be used in real life. TP Seeker out of Babylon. I busted my ass and almost lost my life for what I have. With whining. All right, 30 more minutes and we're done with this live stream. A3 2020 at Robert. What about baby Groot? He danced in his flower pot in outer space. Out of Babylon, communism uses money and is made to confuse you on this subject. I don't understand your comment, Out of Babylon. Communism uses money and is made to confuse you on this subject. I don't understand your comment. I tried. The Big Nick. At A3 2020, there was a president of the Federation in Star Trek. A3, Guardians of the Galaxy. Diva, don't play, Javier. Eventually, the Antichrist will be in control of the entire world. He'll be literally a one world government and a one world leader, Satan incarnated is coming. Diva, don't play. Let me take care. I think that what you're saying right there, Diva, is unfortunate. Because you are proposing that our demise is external, and it's not. I think it's mostly in our hands. The Antichrist is us. Our lack of knowledge is the one that creates our suffering. And lack of knowledge is what the Bible and the God of the Bible wants you to be having. Lack of knowledge. That's what I'm trying to put my little grain of sand to this humanity and bring awareness that our main problem as human beings is lack of information, because we are accepting other people's information, and the ones feeding us this information are people that supposedly are in power. I don't know why we tend to be persuaded to believe other people way of thinking, way of living life. That's why I think that believing whatever people in the Bible are telling you is not good for humanity. Those people cannot know more than us. They were lacking information to another level, and you are trying to live your life with this lack of information from a society that lived thousands of years ago. They have no TV, my friend. They have no radio. They have no computers, no AI, nothing. The Antichrist is already here. It's us and our lack of knowledge. A3 2020, yes, I know it's fantasy, but it's a good blueprint for a better future. Gene Roddenberry was a genius. I like those old shows too, TV shows. Skeptic philosophy. I agree that we could live as a society without money, but I don't think it's money the root of all evil. It's bad logic. Out of Babylon, money is the reason we have the poor. Throw it away. Babylon, oh. I don't know. The Big Nick at A3 2020 TNG starts with an omnipotent entity that tells Picard that humanity is on trial and their moral behavior will be judged. A3 2020, it's evil when someone has way too much and others don't have any at all. Nobody should be a billionaire, much less a freaking trillionaire. I'm disabled and barely survive. A3 2020. But Who are the ones making and maintaining these billionaires if it's not the people around the world? Out of Babylon, I don't think that drawing a line horizontal and keeping everybody at the same level, I don't think it's going to happen. But you could make it that you have something that gives some freedom, with some, I'm not going to call it limits, but some recommended limits in life. That way you give room for people to grow or not grow if they want to stay in one level. Remember, there's going to be resources in this free system. Who's going to handle and guard these free sources? Because in every society that goes into communism or socialism, is whoever is guarding the resources is the one that controls everything. And normally they don't want to let go of the control because they're gonna go back to that line that you're referring to. And people don't want to do that. Look at what's happening right now in Nicaragua. Go find out. The Big Nick, cause we are not equal. Yep. I had to agree with the Big Nick at least on something. You're not gonna force everybody to stand in line, in your line. That someone is gonna dictate who that line or where that line is gonna go. PP Seeker out of Babylon. Damn Skippy, I can do whatever I want to as long as I pay taxes and follow laws. Why do you think you don't have to be part of society? Man. I'm gonna go down on the messages. Out of Babylon, name one evil that didn't have its origins on money. Even one lost the state, all crimes. I think already Robert, Skeptic Philosophy, mentioned one example. Diva, don't play Javier. Make sure you listen to both songs. The one you play and that hot remix one I also sent you. Thank you, Diva. I will listen to it after I'm done with the live stream. I like that one that you sent me, the first one. It's good. I'm gonna listen to it. A3-2020. I live on under 2,000 a month in the USA. I do what I can. If I had Muskie's money, there would be no homeless people and no kill shelters for animals. A3-2020, hanging there. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel because we gonna talk about money, man. I know that's gonna be a good subject. I'm making myself a billionaire by making you a billionaire. That's gonna be great and awesome. And I'm gonna share with you how we're gonna do it. Skeptic Philosophy, Big Nick, and this gospel of the kingdom will be preached in the whole world as a testimony of all nations, and then the end will come. Did that happen by 70 AD or whenever you think he came back? A3-2020, I am disabled. I can barely get out of bed. I won't live to see 50. A3-2020, you don't mind sharing what is your disability. If you don't want to share it in public, you can share it on the Discord if you want. I would like to know if you don't mind. You don't have to say, The Big Nick is responding to a skeptic philosophy. The end hasn't come. That doesn't mean Jesus didn't resurrect. 8/3/2020, my body is broken and sick, but I have heard of compassion unlike the church. Out of Babylon cannot be worse to make everything free. I disagree with you, out of Babylon. You make everything free. Things are gonna not turn out well. The Big Nick is asking a very good question. Who's gonna pay for it then, out of Babylon? That's a really good question. Skeptic philosophy. I was in no way talking about the resurrection claim. I was talking about Jesus said the Son of Man will return in the clouds, and many other things. Said that all these things will happen before this generation passes away. Skeptic philosophy, all of them died. Jesus did not come in the cloud. You guys will wait forever. The Big Nick way, so you get out of Babylon, but your own government says that all crimes are commercial and no pay. Like when you were a baby and didn't have to pay. We work for free with access to everything. Oof. 8/20/20, for nothing. If you were given no more than 5 years to live and could no longer sit or stand for longer than 2 minutes, had 20 surgeries in 1 year and chronic illness, what could you do? The Big Nick at 8/3/2020. If you can type on a computer, you can do plenty of jobs. How are you seriously complaining about Musk running multiple companies when you work 0 jobs and get $2,000 a month? Hmm. 8/3/2020. I'm terminally ill. Hmm. Uh, Professor Hazel, welcome to the live stream. 8/3/2020. I have been here every night for months. I have not been able to type. I'm having a rare better night and I don't type. I speech talk with adaptive. My hands are useless. Whoa, 8/3/2020. So thank you so much for being here. 8/3/2020. Wow. Skeptic philosophy. If it doesn't work, neither should he eat. Was originally aimed at Christians who were living off the church charity while refusing to work. Excuse me. 8/3/2020. I have terminal cancer, multiple sclerosis, Crohn's disease, and frequent severe migraines. What? Wow. 8/3/2020. Are you being serious? You don't mind my asking? The Big Nick at TP Seeker. Turbo cancer is a new disease only appear after the vax. All sorts of immune diseases flare up from it. Check virus. To TP Seeker and the Big Nick. I've been listening a lot to Dr. John Campbell, and he brings experts to his channel, doctors, researchers, talking about this topic about turbo cancers. Is extremely worrying. These are not quacks. These are doctors, investigative doctors, researchers talking about this topic. A3 2020, it's been enjoyable to be able to contribute tonight, but rarely do I feel well enough to. No, I do not think I cannot smoke. My lungs are damaged. TP Seeker at the Big Nick. Sounds more propaganda. How many rich people got vaxxed getting side effects? Ooh, TP Seeker, I would recommend if you can go to Dr. John Campbell channel, and he has many videos about this topic. There's research being done about this, and the first time I heard about the side effects of the vaccine was from the United States Health Institute, talking about myocarditis from getting vaccinated. At this point in time, I think it's quite obvious from people and, I don't know, companies or institutions doing research that the vaccine has many side effects. It's just a matter of time when someone is going to put it out there in clear view and proof that the vaccine is the cause of many people's ailments. Skeptic philosophy: sell everything you have and follow me, people. Do you not hear him? How are you paying for your internet? Out of Babylon, all diseases are either parasite, fungus, or mucus because of either the bad food we eat or the lack of things we are supposed to be consuming. But the merchants know this and profits from our lack of knowledge about yourself. Ooh, out of Babylon, I like that. That sounds more like taking responsibility. A3 2020, chemotherapy and radiation treatments take all that was left of me and didn't cure the cancer. A3 2020, if you don't mind my asking, remember you don't have to answer, okay? But like more or less, how old are you, if you don't mind my asking? A3 2020, is this faith healing? Because I have tried that. It's not real. Didn't work for my grandma either. She went to see Benny Hinn. Oh, you serious? She still die. A3 2020, your judgment on a disabled person is very telling of who you are as a person, Nick. And it does not help your argument for Christianity, it just worsens it. Skeptic philosophy: that's crazy. Fungus of all kinds grow, and we think fungus is older than humans. Not just that. The biological consensus is that fungus is older than plants. A3 2020, I'm in my mid-40s. Wow. You are still very young. A3-2020, the reasons I'm asking you these questions is because I designed a protocol for anybody that has these ailments. I don't know, only if you are interested. Only if you're interested, without interfering with any treatment that you're having, I can talk to you about this protocol. Besides that, I would like to ask you a few more questions about your situation right now. Not with the purpose to judge you or anything like that. I'm not a believer. But to see if there's something that probably you have missed, you know, and by talking with someone about this subject, you know, probably take a different approach and just not accept whatever outcome, you know what I'm saying? Skeptic philosophy, that is the case regardless if we eat it or not. The Big Nick at A3-2020, most people with cancer don't want to get better. They like the attention and the feeling of not having to care anymore. Wow, the Big Nick, I had to take my glasses off, man. Oh, wow. Wow, Big Nick. Why would you say something like that, my friend? Wow. Wow, Big Nick. That was extremely disconnected, the Big Nick. A3-2020, would you like to be stuck in bed, sick and in pain of all the time? How far do you think my assistance base goes? The majority goes to healthcare. I'll never go to the beach again or a movie theater. Skeptic philosophy, most people with cancer don't want to get better. Based on what is asking skeptic philosophy, like you feels, or do you have a study for this or what? A3-2020, I want to live to be 100, but that's not going to happen. I have no colon, my lungs are destroyed, my heart is weak, and I have tumors everywhere. I would die if I try to make a trip such as that. Skeptic philosophy, most people make up most people claims with no facts to back them. The Big Nick at Skeptic Philosophy, the illness isn't just physical bad luck, it has mental and spiritual components. Cancer patients suddenly get compassion and less pressure. They don't want to give it up. The Big Nick, I think, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I think that the only way that you can relate the Big Nick to someone having cancer is you having cancer. And then you will realize of your stupidity. Skeptic philosophy, cancer happens when cells accumulate DNA damage, lost normal growth control, and begin dividing uncontrollably due to mutations from genetics, toxins, radiation, infections, or random replication. Errors. Diva don't play. The Big Nick is a heretical Christian. TP Seeker, a Big Nick. My dad beat cancer 3 times. He was helping elders in his wife's church fix their roof. He felt sick and wife took him to hospital. He died from 4th stage cancer. A3 2020, you have no right to judge or put labels on me. You are ignorant and cruel and have only pushed me farther from Christianity. Out of Babylon writes, that's a lie. Most, if not all, cancer is parasitic. I'm not trying to get money from you. I want to see you healed. TP Seeker, there's that Christian love for you. At Big Nick. A3 2020 BS. I would give anything to destroy this cancer. I went through chemo and radiation treatments, which made me so sick and weak I cannot even eat anymore. Skeptic philosophy. Whoa, this is breakthrough in cancer. People have cancer because they want it. A Nobel Prize is waiting for you somewhere in this. Best of luck with that. Diva don't play. A TP Seeker. The Big Nick isn't a true biblical born again Christian. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. Oh, 4 more minutes and we're out of here. Wow. A3 2020, despite the chemo it spread and the chemo and radiation just stole my ability to sing, to eat, took my hair and made me weak and constantly tired and in pain. A3 2020, what year you started to have all these problems? Again, if you don't mind my asking, before we shut down the live stream in 3 more minutes. Yeah, what year, A3 2020, you start having all these problems? A3 2020, my Crohn's show up in my 20s. MS early 30s, cancer has been 3 years past first diagnosed. Are you doing anything A3 2020 parallel to this treatments of chemo? Are you doing anything parallel to these treatments? A3 2020, I actually did get COVID and was hospitalized, but it didn't kill me because I had the vaccines. A3 2020, it was horrible though because my lungs are damaged from cancer. Yeah, A3 2020, if you don't mind, I'm asking if you are doing any parallel treatment besides the common treatments of chemo and stuff like that. 2 more minutes and we're gonna close this live stream about the problem with Chulum, the creator of the universe. I'm gonna look it up out of Babylon about cancer being parasites. A3 2020, I'll do that. Babylon, I will be completely wiped out for the next few days because of tonight's activity, but I'll ask my caregiver to look it up. A3 2020, you never answered my question if you're doing anything parallel to the conventional treatments. It's all good. I don't know. You don't have to answer that question. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Faith healing. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you so much for participating of this live stream. We'll be back tomorrow night with another interesting topic about anything in this live. So thank you so much. Have a good night and a great day tomorrow.